Hello guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. For those who have subscribed, thank you. For those who haven't, please do so. I would appreciate it. So guys, today is Monday. As you guys know, we traded trend lines. I just want to quickly explain this signal that I gave out to the free VIP and everyone else. So if you took that signal, you are in deep profits. Anyway, so I just want to quickly explain something about trend lines. Oh, before I pass, as you guys know, I do account management, but I'm only taking 4 people. So there's only 3 slots left. This is one of the members. Well, the only member so far. She's very happy that I doubled her account in one day. But anyway, so let me go to the business of the day, which is explaining these trend lines, right? So I just want to explain the ranges, how trend lines range within themselves, right? So as you guys know, for the past 2 weeks or so, the market has been going down, right? So what do we do? We draw this trend line. Fine. So we follow it with that trend line going down, going down. What happened last week? Last week it was going up, right? So when it goes up, we expect it to come to this point and do what? Bounce back, right? Because remember, you really never know when the market is going to break out. Okay, so now you draw the trend line that follows it going up to the up, right? Up. This is us last week or so when we were making money. Anyway, what happened? Fake breakout, come back in, right? Go out, come back in, right? What did it do? It went out on what? On the Friday, right? On the Friday, went up, reached that point. That point is special. I'll show you why. And then came back down on Friday, but didn't close within this big range, right? What did it do? It started forming a new trend line. And then what did it do? It went up. Now it's going up. It's the new trend line I'm talking about. It's this one. Sorry for that. So I just want to show you why this point is a special point. This point is a special point. Okay. So when you first draw the first trend line, this one, the one that's approaching this one, when you first drawing it, there it goes. So you draw, you have 3 touches already. What do? You extend that line, right? You keep extending it, because that line is the one that's going to help you see what we saw today, right? So as you keep extending it, when it breaks out and when it breaks out here and goes back, where does it test? It tests what? That trend line. So now it's making a new range, right? And then comes down. Where is it supposed to go again? Touch this trend line, right? But because you can never be sure whether it's going to touch the trend line or make a double top and come back down, what do? You put your take profit right above that trend line, right above where the last highest point is, right? So that's why we put a tight take profit right there. But doesn't look like it's gonna hit anytime soon, but it should eventually. If it doesn't, well, we'd get out manually. So look at this. This is a previous trend line, right? You draw it with relation to this one, right? This one is broken. Good. When that one is broken, now whatever trend line was the latest one, you focus on that trend line. So which one was the latest one? This one, right? What do? You look at what happened. It bounced right on it, came down, right? In the morning, it opened up and went up, right? Remember, when we found out about this, the market was at around 10. Around 10 was somewhere here, right? So all these things, all this has already happened. So what happened? Okay, you see this one is a new range within that old trend line. It came back down. Remember, this is the lowest point. Made a second touch there, went up, even came down, made a third touch there. So now when you find the market here, you realize, oh, okay. So now it's forming a new range, right? A new range of trading within this range, right? So you're going to use that, see where the market is. In this case, where was the market? It was here at the bottom. What do? We go for a buy. Those who took this signal, you would realize that at some point we entered and then it went down a little bit, right? For a drawdown. Because remember, we didn't enter exactly at the trend line. For a drawdown, and then it shot up, and then we made our money. Simple. So next time when you draw a trend line within a bigger range, always extend that line. always extend that line, because the next time something happens, that's the line that might be tested, right? Remember, this is the range we were in, the big one. But when this happens, this was going to be this was the latest trend line, right? So when this old one is broken, you still focus on whatever trend line was the latest, which was this one, right? So now go up, sorry for that, start forming a new range, and then remember, this is the line, the latest line, and then that is the latest line, right? This being the latest after we drew this one, right? Now, this is the latest after we drew this one. So now, what do? We focus within this range. This is the new range now. But the latest trend line is which one? Is this one. So now, what do? We focus on this one. Now, maybe it might come back and bounce and go up. But eventually, it's going to respect what? This trend line. If a new range forms, and then we draw a new trend line, right? But where do we base it from? We base it from the previous one, which is this one, right? So we might see another range between the new one and this one, but we'll be focusing on what? The latest trend line. We don't discard the old one, but we're focusing on the new one, right? This one, sorry, we don't discard this one, but we'll be focusing on the new one. This one is telling us our take profits and our stop losses and everything, right? Because it's the one that has the history. But this one, the new one, that's the one that's telling us the bouncing points. I hope that's clear, guys. Let me see the time. 6 minutes, not bad.